kind of just walking around a little bit, getting familiar with the house. It's a beautiful house. It's fairly new. There's something with this playroom, this room. I don't necessarily think it's the room. I think it's the toys. I feel so sad coming in this room. Like this little girl that's here wants so badly to play with these toys. And she can't play with them. She can't touch them. She can't play. And I'm feeling like really sad about it. So if you look at the, I have to lower this. There's just this feeling of sadness in here. Feeling of sadness. So, the room's very neat. And there's toys. I don't know why I feel sad. A sense of loneliness I'm feeling with her. She's cute. She's cute. Oh my God, I can hear her. She's like, well, we're not allowed to go in there. It's another bathroom. It's like, we're not allowed to go in there. Okay. So let's kind of head upstairs. I feel that sometimes she stands at the top of the stairs. Kind of watches. This is a very new home. Beautiful. I don't think she comes in this room very much, but she stands at the top of the stairs. Yeah, she's totally around the kids. Completely around the kids. So she comes in here. She wants to be a part of this family so bad. All right, well, I'm going to get my rods out and sit with her a bit. I feel like she's followed them. This little girl has followed them. I don't think that she's come from this house, but I think that she is following them. Like she feels part of the family, kind of a thing. She doesn't quite know where her mother is. Doesn't quite know where her mother is. Kind of something with that field. So I'm walking outside. Not the best videotaping thing because I don't want to bring out my gadget. But I just get this feeling that she's come from the house back here. So I'm drawn to this house over here. Which is across the street. Okay, so I just want to ask a question, all right? While we're in here, we're in the toy room. Now that I'm in the toy room, can you point to where your original house was? Like, where did you come from? Okay, again, she's pointing across the street. So she's definitely come from the house across the street. You've made reference to this upstairs, and you're making reference to it again down here, pointing in the same direction. Okay. I know that you like to play here. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is, are you searching for your mom? Are you wondering where your mom is? Yes? Okay. Are you wondering where your dad is? No? Okay. That's okay. That's all right. So what I'm going to do is I've got a great friend who's going to research, and she's going to help me learn a little bit more about you, okay? Because it's important that I know your name. I'd love to know your name. Okay, so it's behind me. So I am noting that the front of the road is behind me. So I'm facing the back of the property. So it is behind me. Okay. Did you live with this family? Okay, that's kind of a weird question. Now you don't know how to answer that. Have you been with this family a lot? You've been following them a lot? Yes? Okay. Do you like this house? Do you like this house better? Did you like your other house? No? Okay. Because I get that feeling from you that this is kind of exciting, like this is an exciting place. Do you like all the toys? Why, as soon as I start talking about toys, I get this sadness from you, like were you not able to play with toys? Okay, so no, like, Did you not get to play? No. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. So, just so that I can understand you a little bit better, is it possible do you know how to spell? No? Okay. Do you have other family that's with you? Like, is your mom with you? Is your mom with you? No? Is your dad with you? No. Okay. Can you count? Do you know how to count? Yes? Okay. Can you count? And all you have to do is just tap the rods. But can you count how old you are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You're 5. Were you ill? Yeah. Was that why you couldn't play with toys? I'm sorry. Did you have brothers and sisters? No? Well, that's a bummer. So you probably didn't have very many people to play with. It sounds. Okay, so there's a part of me. Did something happen to you in your old house? Yes? Okay. Can you point again where your old house is? Back there. Okay. I see you in this cute little dress. Did something happen to your mom? Are you looking for her? Okay. There's this vision that I'm getting of like, did you have an area in the house that you were confined to? I don't feel like you were confined to, like you didn't. Okay. Did your head hurt a lot? My head is hurting. Like I'm feeling. I guess I'm feeling kind of your body a little. So here I am in a cemetery, as I often am,
And I wanted to bring closure to the case with the imaginary little girl. So much about this case was trusting the instincts of the very first walkthrough. And I say this often, I really do, that your first initial feelings are important. Because that really, when I go back and I think about the first day that I went there, and I was drawn across the street, and I kept feeling drawn across the street. And then when I had my communication sessions, she said that she came from across the street. So, in conclusion, my clients lived in this farmhouse that actually was across the street. They were renting the house. It's an old farmhouse. And they had some experiences there, but nothing that really jumped out at them, nothing that made them, call out to me, because it's an old farmhouse and it wasn't anything that they were in need of assistance. And it wasn't until they moved out of that house to where they are currently living, which is directly across the street, that this issue with this little imaginary friend came up, and their daughter having the nightmares and waking up to this little girl being there. And at first it was fine. It was totally fine. She had a playmate. It was interesting. And then it kind of got to where it was kind of scary for her, and that's when they reached out to me. So they did live across the street. So that really clarifies that understanding of why I was drawn there to begin with, and validates what she was saying. So why did this little girl attach herself to this family? Well, honestly, it's sad and it's heartbreaking, because this little girl was 5 years old when she passed, and her name is Carrie. Her name is Carrie Gilman. And in her 5 years, first of all, too young to die, but she suffered upon her death such anguish. Here's this family, the beautiful young couple, 2 children. Why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she be drawn to them? The laughter, the love of the family. She wanted to be with this family so much. And when I went into the toy room, there was this feeling that she just wanted to play with the toys. She just wanted to be a part of this family really intensely. And I felt so bad for her, because I felt this sadness from her. I just want to play, just want to play. When I did my communications, as you saw, she talked about being ill and that she was not able to play and she was separated. So this little girl in 1864 passed at 5 years of age of an illness. Her short little life being confined to an illness that swept through. 2 weeks prior to her death, she lost her mother and her brother on the same day. Her mother, Mary, was 29 years old, and her little brother, George, was 2 years old, and they died on the same day of an illness. And this little girl died 2 weeks later. Now, Ange is still doing research. She's just really trying to 100% confirm the illness of what they passed from. But in that time period, in the 1700s and the 1800s, it was not uncommon for illnesses to take out an entire community, take out an entire family. I know at the Oliver House in Massachusetts, an entire Native American tribe, to the sum of, I think, over 1,000 Native Americans died in that area from smallpox. and are all buried in a mass grave. The Rose Island Lighthouse has an area of where many of the people from the town were brought over on that island in a mass grave. So it was not uncommon. So to have this little girl, Carrie, lose her mother and her little brother, and to have this young family move in with, ironically, very similar family. Beautiful mother, little girl, around the same age with a baby brother. It was the right fitting for her to feel, oh, I want to be a part of this family. Now, I know many of you don't understand, as well as myself, we don't understand why when we pass that there's confusion to, okay, where is my family? Where do I go? Who's going to come for me? Where is the mother and the brother? And the father that was searching for them, that still comes back. This man, Henry, after the loss of his entire family, he moved off of the property and remarried. And I have the sense that he comes back to the property, probably in search of them. Oftentimes when a person passes at their death in any kind of confusion or a really strong sense of loss, they wander. And this little girl was still wandering, not realizing that she needed to let go so that she could move up higher to see her mom and her brother and to reunite with her family, which is what has happened. So, I'm at their graves. You can't read, they're old graves, so you really can't read anything. And I feel for her. I am extremely happy that we were able to bring closure for my clients. And actually able to bring closure for this little girl who suffered such loss at the age of 5 years old. We'll never know what state that we are in when our time comes. And all that we can do is try to honor our life and honor the experiences that we have in our life and make peace with all of the emotions and all of what makes us have humanity. So that is the conclusion of the imaginary lonely little girl. So when you think of this little girl, wish her well. Now she is able to play, and now she's able to be with her family. And it's a beautiful story.